All right. All right. I'm excited, Kim. Are you?
I am so
Oh,
excited.
I
I'm
looked the wrong
so
way.
excited. I mean, like I can't be even. I can't even. I don't know. I can't even pronounce anything right now. I'm just. This is the show that I've been waiting on.
It's the show that I've been waiting on, and it's the show that the whole world's been waiting on. Everybody, do me a favor. First, go to Facebook, or, well, I guess you can't go to YouTube. Go to Facebook. Go ahead and share. Press the share button right now. We're going to give y'all about 10 seconds to share. We got a good conversation going on. The class of 1996 from Sulphur Springs tonight. We are talking about then and now. Our expectations of life and all those things. So it's not going to just be Wildcat driven, but we're going to do that too. Hey, we're going to have some fun. Class of 96, if you're watching, hey, y'all be sure to do all the commenting y'all want to do. Hey, talk to us. We're going to talk right back to y'all. We're having fun tonight. See y'all in about 10 seconds.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid.
Hey, what's up, class of 1996? It's your girl Kim. I just wanted to stop through and remind you guys of how great of a group we are, individually and collectively. We were the epitome of how community is supposed to be, exhibiting diversity and true commitment to one another. I believe that is proven through all of our success. Support, camaraderie, and inspiration is what we have always provided each other. But wow, how things have changed. Not so with us, but with generations that have passed through since we were there 25 years ago. Want to discuss how things have changed or just reminisce on good times back in our day? Tune in to Rebrandus podcast this Wednesday, 7:30 sharp. See you guys later.
And everybody say, I remember way back when. And everybody say, I remember way back when. And everybody say, I remember way back when. What? Back in the days. And everybody say, I remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We are Rebrandus. I'm your host, Anthony Goodson, alongside the beautiful Kim Dila. What's up, little Kim? Hey, look, we're going to just...
I'll take whatever you call me tonight. Hey, I'm good.
Little Kim, little Slim, whatever. All right, we got a really exciting show. We're going to go ahead and start bringing everybody in right away. We got great guests. You know, the best of class of 96, and, you know, some of y'all are watching. So, Kim, I'm going to let you go ahead and bring in the first guest.
Okay, so I'm so delighted tonight, y'all. I'm very, very excited. These are people that we grew up with. If we didn't know each other, then we met each other in the 5th grade. Y'all know how it went. So my first guest tonight, she is, of course, a class of 1996. I want to highlight the fact that she was the first Juneteenth queen in Sulphur Springs, Texas. She was also voted princess during our senior year of 1996. She has been a long-time employee of Texas A&M University Commerce Police Department. She's a property and evidence technician for 21 years. Everybody, welcome Melanie Clayton to our podcast tonight.
All right, let me do the next one,
Melanie.
What's up, Melanie? Okay,
What's
I'm bringing in the very next person. Mine is not going to be detailed like yours, Kim. He played in the NFL. He played for the University of Miami. He will be sporting his U of M shirt today. He is now the coach for the Seattle Seahawks. I almost said supersonic. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together for Damione Lewis.
How we doing, class? What's going on?
What's up, D-Lou?
What's up?
So our next guest I'm going to introduce, of course, the ladies are really on the panel tonight. I just want to let y'all know that she is the Bohemian Queen. She resides currently in Oklahoma City. She's the director of 2 health and wellness clinics. She has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. Their ages are 21, 19, and 2. And she's also a yoga teacher. So, she takes care of herself. So, welcome Dejah Quinn to the show, please.
What's up, Dejah?
What's up, Dejah?
Are we fancy now? Is it Dejah or do we say Dejah now? Or like Dejah? Or how's it?
Dejah. It's just,
It's always been Dejah.
yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, hey, look here. We have 2 more guests, and I'm thrilled to announce these two guests. And just like Kim, I'm not going to go through all that stuff that she said. I'm just going to say we had special guests that we told y'all about. I'm pumped. Let me play this quick video, and then I'll bring them in. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sha and May, all the way from Norway and Brazil. I'm excited. What's up, ladies? How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Good. We so glad to have y'all on the show. Hey, May, I remember the last time I saw you was 1996 when we graduated. We left in the most interesting way. I said something like, well, May, come give me a hug because I think this is the last time you'll ever see me. And I don't know if it was Sha or who, but somebody said, well, that was kind of harsh.
Yeah, it was.
But I get to see you again today.
Awesome.
So nice to be with you.
Yes, it's so nice to have y'all with us. May, Sha, I thought I was going to marry Sha. Sorry, I got to tell my wife sorry. But I thought I was going to marry Sha. It didn't work out quite the way we expected.
We did. We really thought we would marry, but we still love each other.
Yeah, we still have each other. We always have each other.
We do.
So tonight is going to be a very interesting night because we're talking diversity, we're talking racial stuff, we're talking then, we're talking now, expectations, and a whole list of other things that we have on our mind. But here's the deal. We're coming from all around the world, so the perspectives may just be different, right? So tonight we're just going to talk. I want y'all to just have a good time and just go on in there. So I'm going to ask everybody, how's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Melanie?
Doing great.
Looking good. Dejah, you good?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, Kim, let's just jump right on into the questions and have fun.
Okay. So, y'all, things have changed. We've been out of school going on 26 years. So, do y'all feel like it's been 26 years?
Oh.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Not
It
at
seems
all.
like this has just gone by so fast. It feels more like 6 years to me,
Yeah.
So, but what do you feel like has changed with the reflection of the classmates, and their children and your own children? What do you feel like has changed so far? Melanie, I know you post about your children all the time. Melanie has a set of twins, y'all, and they always doing something. So, how do you feel like everything has changed, Melanie?
I think times have changed, and I say the way we were raised. I know the way I raised my girls is a lot different than my parents in some ways. I'm still old school, but there are some things that I'm a little more lenient on that I know they would not have been. Mm-hmm. And just, I don't know, the kids today, everything is like instant, Mm-hmm. I need it now. And I don't know. I don't remember it being like that when we were 17, 18, 19.
Well, for one thing, our parents weren't going to jump to do nothing.
No.
It almost seems like the kids call the shots now, right?
Yeah.
My mama was nowhere to be found a lot of times, so it was like.
I used to like Dila. They had a nice structure over there. They had a lot of freedom. I'm sure there was some, some discipline. But I used to enjoy going over to Dila house because it felt like the world just opened up when I went over there.
Yeah.
It was stiffy in my house,
dad,
right, Sha?
Dad's rules was real simple. Stay out of jail. Don't stay on classes. And, be home, on the weekdays before the street lights are on. And on the weekends, be home before 11 o'clock. It was real smooth. So what you do, you know the lines. First cell phone is right. So you knew the lines. You didn't cross them because there was penalties if you crossed them now. Now, my dad's 6'6", 320 back in the day. He didn't play no game.
No.
If you didn't do what Bobby said, then you had Bobby problems, and nobody wanted the Bobby issue.
No.
Hey, May, if he hit you one time, one of those licks will take you right to Norway.
And in the most cruel way, it was always, how old are you, son? I'm 8. Well, that's how many you got. Let's go.
You're like, dang, another birthday coming.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to ask y'all something. Like class 96, y'all know we're very, very close. Why? How do y'all see us, and how are we so close after all these years?
I'll jump it first. I think it was more of the acceptance that was starting to come around, just being able to, you know, do more things, be out and have different friends, have different races of friends. That's what we were seeing on TV. That was kind of the way the world was going. You know, we grew up with MTV. MTV was multiracial, multicultural. So we got to see more, and we became more accepting of one another in our class, more so than I think the generations before us.
Yeah, I agree. To me, it was always, and it still is, like a brotherhood and a sisterhood. You know, it wasn't. We were like family. We still are. And I mean, I don't know. I cherish the bond that we have as a class. I think it's something really special, and not every class can say that they have that.
Right. I agree with both of y'all. We grew up on the same block. For all our viewers out there that don't know, you know, me and Anthony and Dila grew up on the same block. You know, Melanie, she wasn't far, you know. So I think us getting out of the house and playing with each other, you know, standing on the back of Dilu's pegs on the back of his bike and riding to another neighborhood to see Ryan Harrison and all of them, you know, just, you know, being able to create a bond whenever you're that young. We weren't in the house playing video games and on computers and stuff. We were outside all day. All day.
I'm still kind of mad at Delu. One time Delu paid me $10 to take his skateboard home from Douglas. And that was the heaviest, that dime wasn't even worth. Hey, real quick.
You're in the hot seat.
Oops. I forgot to put the person in the hot seat. There we go.
Hey, y'all.
Kim.
Okay, so we got the hot seat going again tonight, y'all. Y'all know what it is. I'm going to pull a question out of the rebrandus mug. And so this is just all about SSHS, okay?
Uh-oh. I don't even know those questions, Shy.
Oh, geez.
Okay, Shy.
Yes,
Come on. I'm ready.
What is the second line in the alma mater?
What is the second line in a? In a what?
And the song.
In the song, which was our school song, the alma mater. What was the second line in the alma mater?
Whatever. I really don't remember. So many things has happened afterwards. I'm so sorry. I don't remember.
I bet Melanie knows it. No?
I don't remember.
Don't even look over here.
The second line in our album song? I don't
I'm
remember.
embarrassed.
Shy, she told me last night, and I still don't remember.
Okay. Now, tell me.
I don't even remember the rhythm. I don't even remember the beat of the song.
It's kind of
I didn't know we had a song till last night. I started singing Fair East Side, right?
Obviously, that wasn't the one that was playing after the football games, right?
That's it. That's the one. That's the one, you know, where you connect your pinkies and go up. It's Dear Alma Mater. We will be true. We will remember the gold and the
blue. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we got you now, girl. We with you now. We with you. I don't know no more words though.
Yeah, we're back.
Came to my mind now, but I remember that.
Okay. It's all about awareness. It's all about awareness.
For those just joining us, you are watching Rebrandus. My name is Anthony Goodson, alongside our co-host Kim Dow and a whole slew of people. Look, we're having a lot of fun. Y'all be sure to comment. People want to hear your comments too. We want to see what y'all have to say, especially you, class of 96. All right, let's get to the questions a little bit. We let's ask the foreign exchange students some questions. Yeah. Hey, Sha, do you remember that time me and Toby Sims told you that he was Michael Jackson? And you were like, really? And we really thought she believed it, y'all.
No, of course I didn't. That was something. It was very funny to make you guys laugh, you know? And
yeah.
So,
we were like, oh, she believed it. So we're talking then. We're talking now, the expectations. Now, a lot of things have changed since we were in high school. The internet, we got all these social media things. We got so much stuff that's going on. May, I'll throw the question out there to you, but I mean, what was your expectations in high school versus what we're getting today? Like, it's obviously nowhere near what we're getting because technology, but what did you expect versus what we're getting?
Um, do you mean like what I expected when I got to Sulphur Springs and attended high school?
Sure, yeah. What would you expect?
Now?
I mean, like, well, better yet, after graduating high school, you thought the world was going to be like this, but instead, the world is actually like this.
Oh. Well, the world is totally different from what I thought it would be. I thought I would be somewhere different. I didn't think I would live in Norway at all. I thought I would meet that, tall, dark, handsome man. Instead, I got a short, gingerbread man living in Norway. But I'm happy. But the world has changed a lot more than I thought it would. And technology absolutely contributed to that, both in positive and negative ways, I would say.
Same question, Dejah.
Oh, that was a good one. I had time to think about it. No, I really didn't. I will be really honest with you guys. So I think I was like a month before graduation when all of you guys were like talking about, oh, well, I got my college acceptance letter to this, or I got this, or, I got my Pell Grants or whatever. And I was like, oh, shit, I need to do something. Like, because I was the first one in my family that was even, graduating high school. So a lot of people don't know that about me. And so it was kind of one of those things where I was like, okay, wow. So then I was like, well, I guess, the closest one with me working and everything, PJC. So I just called them on the phone and they're like, well, you need to come over. So I went and did that process. But so I was really, I guess, naive to what was happening. I was working a lot. That last year of high school, I worked a lot. I lived alone. And I worked. And so I really just didn't know where to go, what to do. I was just kind of, living a day at a time. And really, ironically, like now, I still kind of live a day at a time. Like I have this mentality, like I'm teaching my 2-year-old to say this, like life is delicious. Like we're not promised that next minute.
Oh, that's good.
And so like live today, live this moment, and that's what I do. And so I did.
Well, Dejah, like since our class is so diverse, have you ever thought about like the issues of the Black classmates? Have you ever thought about that?
And again, my naiveness, which is something that I've had to really in the last probably couple of years, especially. So a lot of people may not know this either, but I was married for 20 years to a white man and then went through a divorce and met someone, and he's Black. And so really honestly, and again, my naiveness, which is for me to own, that I was not aware to certain things that didn't affect my bubble. Right. And so just being with him and loving this person who had different experiences that I had never had as a young white woman, really opened me up to a whole nother world of, and especially after the George Floyd thing happened, I remember watching that with him, and I don't want to get too deep and everybody's going to start crying in a minute, but I just remember watching that with him and just seeing it through his eyes, and so yeah, I've definitely become aware in the last few years, and unfortunately it took having a relationship with someone of a different culture to do that, but it wasn't out of, y'all could probably hear my little man in the hallway. It wasn't out of just, not wanting to be aware. It was just, I had never, like, I never went to your house, Kim, and had a sleepover with you. I didn't really do sleepovers with anybody. Erica Odom, where's she at today?
Yeah, shout out to Erica.
But I didn't really do sleepovers with a lot of people. So I didn't really know a lot about that. So that's been something I've worked on the last couple of years, is just being aware. And now that I have a mixed child, he definitely has a different path to walk than my 19-year-old white son, and being aware to those things.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great. That's great insight. I think it's necessary for you to, and it's a lot. You're going to learn a lot over the next 20 years, the rest of your life, perhaps, of all the things that he has to go through. But when we're talking about then and now, Cody Hooten is supposed to be here tonight. He had a baseball game that got delayed last night, so they had to play it tonight. But I mentioned him because him and D. Lou, we knew exactly where you two would be. I knew I didn't know about the coaching side, but I knew you would play some NFL time. I knew it when I was 6 that Dila was gonna play football in the NFL, and I knew that Cody Hooten would eventually be a college baseball player. So some things I think we could predict, some things we just couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So May, like whenever you came to Sulphur Springs, how were you in the middle of a culture shock? How did you learn to adjust?
What struck me was that I think one of the first days I entered the cantina, I was gonna eat lunch. I wasn't sure where to sit, and I was like, okay, there are like 5, 6, or 7 rows of tables, and that was a bit of a struggle because I really didn't know where to sit, because I felt that, okay, that table seemed like it was only for Hispanics. Can I say that?
Yeah.
And there was a table, okay, only white people, and then only black people, and so forth. I couldn't really relate to. I knew that I looked Asian, but I didn't feel like a typical Asian, so I didn't know where to sit. So I sort of jumped around from table to table until I got to know some people, and then I just sat with them. But as a cultural shock, the only shock that I got was that I felt that you were kind of put in boxes, and I wasn't used to that from Norway, because I've never really experienced that somebody would say, you look different, therefore I treat you differently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a lunchroom story too. Our freshman year, we played basketball together, girls, and I remember getting my tray and going around and like, where am I going to sit? And I went to go sit next to. There weren't a lot of people at the yet, but Latasha Washington's sitting there, and I went over to sit down to her, and she looked at me like, "Girl, are you in the wrong spot?"
Well, Sulphur Springs is cliquish, y'all. We just have to be candid and state the facts.
Yeah.
It is cliquish. But I think that we just kind of started exploring other cultures, and hanging out with other races and everything. Do y'all think our households had a lot to do with that? How do you think we saw color back then? What do y'all think?
I think it probably came more from not being told to see color, not being told who to hang out with and how to hang. It's like you're growing up, times are changing. Now you have to go out and go lead your life. I know that's the message we're getting in our household anyway. My dad's always open about, you got to go out here and be your own man, more so than, telling me how to do things and why to do this and why to do that. Now, when it came to life lesson stuff, like you need to be conscious of who you are. You need to be conscious of what color you are. And you need to be conscious on how big your ass is, because, big, aggressive black folks get shot. So you have to know those rules. If you're 6'3", 300 pounds, you need to know that. That's just the way of life, because bad things happen to you if you get too opinionated in front of the wrong person. So, you learn the life rules outside of the house, but when it came to race and all that kind of stuff, it was, especially being in sports, there was no room for that, because our stuff is more about respect. If you played well and you treated your teammates well, then you earn respect. If you were garbage and you acted like garbage outside of, the football facility or outside of basketball or track or whatever, then we treated you that way. So it's all about respect.
Yeah.
I think that's a very interesting question, Kim, because my mama, we used to have these conversations years ago, even before we left high school. My mama used to tell me the reason why y'all are so close is because y'all parents are close. And we're talking about mixed races, like my mom and daddy and Andy Smith's mom and daddy, and then their parents probably even knew each other to a certain degree. Now we're talking about the 30s and 40s, 1930s and 40s. So I'm sure they didn't intermingle, but they at least knew each other. So we're the culmination of all that, I believe. I used to spend the night at all these people's house, Andy and Cody Elliott and Cody Hooten and all these guys. And, so we developed a relationship playing T-ball. But see, it's not everywhere. You don't go to Greenville, Texas and see the same thing, or somewhere in Ohio and see the same thing. It's something special about where we're from, where we get that. And then here we are now in our mid-40s. Am I able to say that? Mid-40s? Can I tell our age? Okay, good.
40 the new 30
So-
anyway.
Don't feel
baby,
like
good.
that.
If I could share, and it's kind of the opposite of what everybody else has said. I think so. It's interesting actually. In elementary school, I went to Bowie. I'm not sure where everybody else went, but from kindergarten to 4th grade, Harlan Harrison was the only black boy, and I was the only black girl. So then when we got to 5th grade, it was like a culture shock because I had always played with Gina and Jennifer and Misty and so many others. We played ball. My dad coached them. And so then when we got to Douglas, everybody was like, well, who is she? And it was hard for me to kind of adjust to accepting everybody else, not accepting, but just being able to go and sit with this group, kind of what May said. And I'm a black girl, but they were like, we don't play with her, So that was hard for me. And then 5th grade, middle school, that's a hard time. But it got better some in middle school, and then in high school, I just had to learn. Look, either they like you or they don't.
But it's funny you say that, Melanie, because I see Melanie Clayton as the glue, along with Misty Gamble, to our whole class. Like that's.
But
why
it wasn't always it. Elementary
I have
school,
to agree.
Grade,
I have to agree.
Kim knows. Kim knows.
I have to agree.
She knows.
Because even though I didn't know anybody outside of Denise and Shandis and Shakita Clayton, shout out to all of y'all, we went to Lamar. And so those were the only people that I just really knew, besides the people that I played with in apartments, because I lived in apartments. Shout out to Putman Side Apartments, also the Fuller Side and Jermaine Givens and Jerome and all of them. So I'm just saying, I knew all of them, but when I got to 5th grade, I was like, who is this? And then Melanie didn't hang out with us. So we was like, what's she over there?
Exactly.
So,
that was hard.
So, but that's good to know. Because, see, I never knew that.
Now, that's funny. Because, see, me, Dejah, and Dila, we all went to school together in Austin. And I knew of Dila. I knew Jermaine went over there, too, I believe. Chad Henley was over there. It was a handful of us.
We had a bunch of
Brian Evans. We had a Kendrick.
Clinton.
Yeah, but we had a few. But then we got to Douglas, and see, Sulphur Springs, for those of you who are watching that are not from our small town, it's such a small community. The black community is even smaller. And when you get to Douglas, which is in the black community, by the way, and I see all these black kids, I'm like, wait a minute, what are you?
Right.
I didn't even know they existed.
Where they come from?
Right.
Yeah.
So, Sean, do you really think that race matters? Does race really matter?
It's very funny because when we got to Sulphur Springs, we were foreigners and we felt like foreigners. And as May said, there were these rows, and as she said, I didn't know where to sit. And I remember, I don't know if it was Dicky or someone else that came in and called me to sit in a table with all the black guys and girls, and they were the most receptive people to me, and in Brazil we are just so mixed. We have like here so many. We have black, we have Indian, we have so many people that there's that's not an issue for us. And so, but for us, no, because many things has changed. Right now, we are living the worst time of Brazil. We're living a very, very bad time because we have a racist on power, But I don't feel like that. I don't grew up my kid thinking like, I think the most diverse people and the most diverse cultures, traditions, food, better,
Right.
So bring up a great point.
I love to learn new cultures. I love to learn new costumes and traditions, and I just think when we accept someone else and when we are receptive to things that someone else can bring to us, everyone gross, and I think we have to be like stars.
Totally agree.
And
Fine.
Yeah.
to make everyone shine. I don't want to be a shadow over anyone, you know, and that's what I think.
That's great. That's why we love you, Sean. That's why we love you.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go to
I
a
got
quick
to
break.
take a trip to Brazil twice to do football camps.
Really?
And I absolutely I love the culture. I love the people. Like y'all legit. I really, really dig how y'all do things. And the food is absolutely amazing, without a doubt.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick break. Apparently, I'm having some issues with my comments. They're not coming up for whatever reason, and apparently, a lot of people are sending them. So I apologize to you for those of you who sent some comments. We'll come back with those here in just a little bit.
Hey everyone, this is Tasha, class of 96.
Hey class of 96, what's up?
Hey class of 96, it's Deanna McCoy here. Deanna Fight in School.
I really don't know why Dickie got us making these damn videos.
Hey class of 96.
And I just wanted to say hello and let everyone know that I miss and care about you all.
What's going on, class of 96? It's Chris Bell here.
I hope everybody's living your dreams, and if not, at least there's something that brings you joy.
I'm so happy for Facebook these days because I get to see all of your beautiful families and all of your little mini-me's and your wonderful vacations that you all take and how well you're doing in life, and it really makes me happy to see you all.
What's up, class of 96?
Hey class of 96.
Class of 96 was lit. I wish I could go back to that era.
Amanda coming to you from down here on the bayou in Lafitte, Louisiana.
Love you, man. Stay blessed. Enjoying your podcast.
Dickie asked me to say hi, but I'm at work, so I gotta make it quick.
Who is
Boy, it's Casket Shaw right there.
And we still are a close-knit class.
And if you see me out and about, please don't hesitate to say hello to me. I can't wait to see you guys in the future. Bye.
Love you guys. Can't wait to see you on live on Wednesday.
Y'all be sweet and go Wildcats.
Just wishing everybody peace, positivity, and prosperity. Have a great one.
Get up, dress up, show up, and smile. Smiling and laughter can be some of the world's best medicine. I hope you're all blessed. I hope to see you at the next class reunion. Love you all. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was nice.
Of course I did that. Y'all know what y'all thinking.
that was really good, Anthony.
That was nice, my guy. Good work.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, look, before we went to the break, we said we were going to ask some more questions about race in other countries like Norway and Brazil. I thought you were frozen, Shah, but I think you were just making a face.
One more face.
But before we go back to these questions about race in other countries.
You're in the hot seat.
I hope I get a good one out of it.
I hope you don't. Let's see how this goes.
Let me see here.
And before she asks that question, let me say once again, y'all keep the comments going, but I apologize from my end. For some reason, I cannot see the comments. It won't bring them up. I'll have to get that fixed later. Maybe one of our producers in the background can get us hooked up, Eric or Ace. But Kim?
D-Lou, what bus did you ride? And
Bus 8, man.
And who drove it?
Oh my God, was it Mr. Jones? Thing is, I know he drove the 8th grade bus.
Yes, he definitely.
Yeah, that was bus 8 to 8, the middle
How
school.
long did it take us to get to school?
I can't remember the high school,
Mr.
Gosh
Bible?
almighty. It what's the name, Daddy?
Kyle.
Mr. Pugh. That wasn't Mr. Pugh.
Oh,
Who drove the bus, man?
Mr.
I can't remember who drove the high school bus.
Preston's dad. He drove a bus.
No, it was Kyle.
Mr. Bible stopped
Kyle.
driving our bus.
Yeah.
He drove our bus our 9th grade year, and then somebody else drove, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Mr. Jones, I remember Mr. Jones would jump that track like it was.
I'm trying to tell you, that's why half of us got CTE right now. Hitting our head on top of the bus. Sit down back there.
Before we bore the rest of our viewers,
You're in the hot seat.
You knew it was a matter of time, right?
Okay. Dejah, what are the words to the battle cry?
Oh Lord!
Oh, come on! You got to know this one.
I don't.
That's got to be tattooed on your brain.
Yeah, that's got to be.
It's not.
Let me give you a hint. What are the words to the victory battle cry? The victory battle cry.
Wah, wah, wah.
The victory one.
He just told you this.
Yeah.
Sha, May, do y'all know the words to the victory battle cry? Can you spell it? Can anybody spell the word victory? Does that ring a bell? No, still nothing? V-I-C. Come on, let's say it together, y'all. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. That's the victory.
Battle cry.
Right.
There's the grown battle cry.
All right.
My sister Theta said Mr. Grafton drove the bus.
Mr. Who?
I don't remember Mr. Grafton driving the bus.
Nah, Theta's older than we are. Mr. Grafton, man, who that dude?
Takesha Swilly. Justin White said Takesha Swilly went also, Melanie. And can't forget about Draymond the Bass. He went too, apparently, over there with you guys. Deborah McLeod says that this is too funny. I went to school in Dallas, and it was always diverse. Well, you know,
my cousin Deborah McLeod. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Deborah.
Happy
birthday shout outs. Here we go.
All right, so
my bad. My bad. Keisha did. She sure did.
She done wrote off all them black people. See, that's the issue we're dealing with now, Shy May. Black people divided against black people in America.
I know she's not gonna forget. I wouldn't have been with those.
I know she is.
Oh, that's not good, Dad.
All right. So before we went to break, I was talking about race. You know, race is a very important thing to us, everybody here, really, because it's something that we feel every single day. Me and Dila have these conversations all the time. It's something we feel all the time, especially as black men. But in Norway, in Brazil, I mean, of course, y'all somewhat diverse. In my mind, it's all Norwegians. They all look the same as Brazil. How do what's racial issues look like in y'all's country? Either one or both.
Sha, let me ask you this, Sha. Would you say it's more of a classism thing in Brazil than what it is race?
We have our racism very, very, very strong because we have slavery still. You know, it's like something. I'm saying the feelings I have is not what we live every day. I'm a geologist nowadays. I work for an oil company, and when you see how many people got to this position, you don't see black people as much as you see white people. You don't see women in that position as well. But black women still less, you know. And so we have something which is not said usually because we say we are a very diverse country, but when you see the positions in our government, in the companies, in university, how many teachers at college were black, not many. So the power, the power position, black don't reach that. The black people can't reach that place many times. A difference that we have very strong from you guys is that the high school here and the fundamental school and all your life in school it is in United States. It's a public. You study and you don't have to pay. In Brazil, if you go to the public school, it's not the same learning, it's not the same knowledge that you're gonna receive comparing to private school. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have like you don't prepare people at the same way, and as you see, like black are always working in positions like in a supermarket I forgot the word. Well, but in places that are not, we have to reach that. And as the George Floyd happened, the Black Lives Matters brought to us something that we have still to fight a lot. Now I live in Rio de Janeiro, and is a town where you have lots of houses with no structure, with no, and most of the people here don't live with the basic, and when you see these people they are black. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know, but Brazil was the last country to end slavery.
Oh my goodness!
Shaw, let me ask you a question. Are you considered black in Brazil, or what is your race? Because you're obviously darker than Dejah over there, but you're not. You're lighter than us. What would you be considered?
Well, I was born Shahrazad, but I've always been Shah, right? I am a girl with Arab descent, I come from Syria. My family came to Brazil in 1951, and then so I learned all the costumes from Syria, all the costumes from Brazil, because then I was born here. But if I don't consider myself black, I don't consider myself white as well. I am Arab descent,
Dejah, but Dejah, do you think that like was bullying a thing back then? Did you experience any bullying in high school?
I don't know. I'm sure it was a thing. But I didn't personally experience it. No.
What about you, Melanie?
I think it was. I don't think it was at the level that, to the extent that it is today, but I definitely think it existed.
I always thought about that. That's a great question, Kim, because I always felt like we took care of each other. I remember when we were in the 7th grade, there was a guy, he may be listening tonight. His name is Thomas Minor. I don't know if y'all remember Thomas. I know Dila do. He was 17 years old.
No, he don't. He didn't shake.
Well, he frozen. He got that NFL Wi-Fi. But Thomas Minor tried to bully us, and Kendrick Mosley, D-Lou, the group, us, we wouldn't allow it to happen. He was 17. We were 8. How old are you in the 7th grade? 14 or whatever?
Yeah, 13, 14, yeah.
Yeah, 12, 11. So whatever age we were, we would not allow it. But I always said this. Shout out to Almeda Hawkins, who I love, who I believe is watching too, by the way.
Hey, Mita.
Almeda was one of those people who Almeda she was so rough on her own self, and we never really intervened and said anything. That to me, that's just as much bullying when you don't encourage. She didn't really get a chance to. I don't remember really her hanging out with any of us. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I say us meaning anybody. Period. I think my comments are coming back up, y'all. So Well, no, they're not. But anyway,
sorry, guys.
You got a tape delay. You like me? You got a tape delay over there.
It's bad, whatever that is. I think I've been hacked. I'll pull this up on the screen. Y'all gonna laugh. But I didn't experience bullying, and that's why, since we didn't experience it, now we're talking about these hackers, these online bulliers. Could that survive in our time, y'all? Sha, May, when we were 16, could somebody bully you online on the computer from Sweden? I mean, really, what sense does that make? I don't get it.
No, but bullying didn't exist as it does today. Like Melanie said, you have the opportunity to do it online today. In '96, we did it either face to face or just behind your back, or it was something that was said right there and then. Now it's if you send a Instagram or a Snapchat or a Facebook comment or something, the ball has just started rolling. When you start to bully somebody, and it's online, there forever.
Yeah.
And
So we want to say thank you to May once again, because May it's like 2:15 in the morning where May is right now. And so she says, because once again, May has absolutely no accent whatsoever. So I believe it's like 9:15 and she's over in somewhere in Louisiana. But
Dila, what would you say to your 18-year-old self?
Wow. About what? Nah. What I would say to my 18-year-old self is be patient. Be patient. Be in love with the process of what you're going through in life. Because so fast you want results. You want results for everything. And it's, when you fall in love with the process of doing.
It's that NFL Wi-Fi. We're gonna talk about that all night long.
Oh, my bad.
They're gonna have to make the playoffs next year. We can get this thing set.
Yeah, great recovery, right? So it's like just fall in love with the process of what's going on, because when you're goal driven, when you're achievement driven, you kind of lose sight of the journey. So just enjoy, be patient in it. Pat yourself on the back for doing things good from time to time. Don't be so fast to jump and be on to the next. Like, savor the moments that you have in your life. That's the one thing that's probably the biggest message that I would leave to myself, because I think early on, like especially going through college and the early part of being in the pros, it was just so fast. I was so fast to, delete, repeat, get back on and stay on the process, stay on the grind. Well, when you're on the grind does not mean that you can't enjoy the grind while you're on it. So just little things like that and little nuggets like that, and just being patient and listen to wise counsel a lot more. Don't think you can always figure everything out on your own. And at some point in time, you can't always live life shoot, ready, aim. You got to aim and get ready and shoot every now and again, because I'm 88 out the gate. When I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face to this day, and I am ready to ride. Like, I'm full of energy, I'm full of life, and that's just me. That's how I get down. So
right. Dejah,
never a dull moment.
Dejah, what teacher or coach had some lasting impacts on you?
Yeah, it's like I have high school amnesia, y'all. I left town and
you left it all behind. Melanie, who had a vast impact on you?
I think, softball was my forte. So the softball coach is definitely, but even though he was the coach for the guys and probably a little bit ahead of our time, Coach Cameron, I think, left a lasting impact on everybody that came through during that era, that era.
Yeah.
So, several. I don't want to just name one, because there were several.
I would say Senora O'Brien. She really took me under her wing. She was, she was relatable. She was a listener. She was a problem solver.
She definitely was.
She was a counselor. So, you know, she kind of stepped down off of that teacher role and kind of was like, you know, hey, this is who I am. This is who you need right now. You don't need Senora O'Brien. You need Jenny right now. You know?
And it wasn't just with one student. Everybody had their own relationship with her.
Yeah, we loved her. We loved her, and we learned still. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the class that I was in, because the class that I was in was hard-headed as hell.
Stop talking about me.
Between you, Dickie, Jermaine, it was a bunch. It was just so many. It was too many.
Shy, can you see me be hard-headed in class? I don't believe that. May, do you think I was hard-headed?
Kim, we were just chatty. We talked a lot.
Okay, so Dejah, I'm back to you now. Okay, so what do you think this class could teach the world?
Just love each other, you know, embrace each other, flaws and all. Really just look at the character of one another and stick by each other. I know, you know, recently we lost Amber, a classmate, and that I felt that. Ooh, I felt that. And I
know it.
People had reached out and tried to help her. And I think that, you know, it went down exactly how it should have. We, you know, it was nothing else we could have done. But just to watch, you know, the comments roll and everybody say, why she stayed with me for a week, or, you know, I reached out to her, we chatted back and forth. I think everybody loved and embraced her. And I think she knew she was loved and she had people. And I think just, you know, I think we're doing it right for the most part.
Right. I think so too, Dejah. You know, I think that, you know, there's been some hiccups along the way. I sure do hate that for Amber. R.I.P. You know, rest in love, Amber, because, you know, thanks to social media, you know, we can watch people's highs and their lows, you know, and it's not always easy, you know. Some people deem it as entertainment, but I don't think so, you know, because I'm always that person that puts themselves in that other person's shoes. You never know what someone is going through.
Right.
So, you know, I had a different experience, I think, than anybody here on this panel. You know, you were talking about, you know, Pell Grants and everything. I had a kid, you know, just remember how different that was for me, you know. But I can honestly say, you know, my classmates still embraced me. Melanie brought me my paperwork, you know, my homework. You know, Dila stayed a house down from me, came over there, checked on me and my baby, you know, kept me company, you know. So, I mean, it's just, and embrace my baby too. You know, I brought him to a basketball game, and everybody was just so googly eyed. So, but I'm just saying, you know, I think that we could teach the whole world that, you know, there still are some good people out here. There's still love in this world.
Yeah. Well, and if you can see that everybody has trauma, and everybody's different, and so the way they act sometimes is just about that,
right?
And look at the person as like their inner child, like this wounded inner child, you know. I think the world would be a better.
I'm sorry, Dickie. You know, I left you and Tori out. Y'all came down there every chance y'all got to. You know, my bad.
Thank you.
Hey, Calvin Street kids stick together. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of curious. What would May and Shy, and I think we're about to come to a close, what would y'all tell y'all's 18-year-old self?
Oh. Well, probably something like Damien said. Be patient and be grateful and be open-minded. Actually.
That's short and sweet. That's what we need.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my daughter will be 17, and she's actually in Florida right now being an exchange student. And those were the words that I left with her. Be open-minded, you know, just soak it all in, even the things that you do not like. Even when it comes to race, politics, whatever, you're in another country and you're there to learn everything, and just soak it in, enjoy it as much as you can. And when you get home, you'll be able to dwell on it and learn from it, you know? So I guess that's what I would say to my 18-year-old self as well.
Yeah.
Are we going in order?
I think that everybody needs to just, give the younger generation, right? The younger generation some advice, your lasting words, and some words to the class as a round robin.
Sure.
I would say keep living, keep growing. Don't stress over things that are beyond your control. When you think that things are just to a point of no return, always know that there's somebody out there that is so much, has it so much worse than you do. But above all, don't ever forget to count your blessings.
True.
Good.
Shaw?
I would say learn from everything you can. Even when you find a difficult way, a path that is not very easy, is rough, and keep on. And always you're gonna get something good from your experiences, because life is experiencing things, and whenever you are open-minded and you are open heart, you have your heart open, good things come to you. So keep on, and don't stop walking your way, your path.
Awesome.
Love it.
True.
I think we're all on the same vibe here. Like everything works together for your good. Even when it feels like it's not working together, it's still working together. I was married for 20 years. I, of course, never saw that coming. But man, I would not be where I am today. I have the people that love me today if it hadn't happened. So just everything works together for your good, and just trust life.
And don't get paralyzed by fear. I think fear of failing is probably one of the biggest detriments to growth. If you don't go out and do, you will never fail. If you don't ever fail, you'll never grow. And in order to become who you are meant to be, you have to grow. So that means there's failure in there. So it's not really failure, it's really learning and moving on. So don't be afraid to live. Get out. You're going to make mistakes. That's great, because you learn from mistakes. So you pick up and you keep going. If there's something you see that you want to achieve, go, and go. Don't ever stop. Don't let nothing stop you.
Yeah.
That's absolutely nice, man. I think I'm just going to take the sentiments of everybody on the panel. When you go last and with all this wisdom, it's very hard to come up with anything new. But, I just throw the spiritual aspect in, and, trust in God in all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. I live by those words. And another set of words that I live by, I have sitting on my dresser over here, is if what you see is all you see, then you don't see all that there is. So, I tell people you can stand in the middle of the highway and look so far, it's only going to take you about 10 miles. But there's 100 miles down that direction. So understand that the world is much bigger than that little circle that you're in. And so opportunities come in ways that you don't always expect. And so that's something I try to live by. And it's certainly something I tell my 18-year-old daughter. Kim?
I would say, don't gauge yourself according to, the other people or your classmates, because, you go at your own speed and you have your own path to go down. God has picked your struggles. He's picked your growth. He's picked your path. So you take what God has set out for you to do and to be. When you open yourself up to God and you pray to a higher power, and you look to a higher power, you'll see a whole lot more than what's in front of you, like Dickie said. I used to gauge myself according, to my classmates. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this, and they're doing that. But I had to embrace the fact that, these were the choices that I made. But now, hey, I'm 43 with 3 grown children, So, I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I love me. You got to learn to love yourself no matter what, So I think whenever you open up and you realize that your plans mean nothing and God's plan is everything, then you'll go so much further than what you'll ever thought that you would go on your own.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wonderful words. Hey, look, we want to thank everybody for watching tonight. It's been a wonderful night, man. We have gotten a chance to catch up with May and Shy. Wow, that's amazing. Melanie and Dejah, D-Lou, and we thank y'all for being on. This has been a joy. It's been a huge joy for me. Let me tell y'all that now. All right, we're about to go out. Y'all stay on for a second after we go out, and we'll see everybody else next week. Thanks again,
Love
Kim.
96. Love
96.
Oh, we get the after hours. It's the after hours joint coming up. Right? It's gonna
yeah.
turn up.